Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing on about 154 square feet of dead space in my backyard. That does not include the orchard, and it does not include the bags. Today, I am going to do some upkeep type work in my garden. So I have some spaces where the grass is growing through, and so in some spots in my garden, I did not put cardboard down first. I just threw straw down. And so I'm going to show you how I combat weeds in my walkway because that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. But what I wanted to also share with you all, a couple of people asked about the boots I had on last week, and I was actually waiting to say something about them because I was waiting for the company. But the company High C sent me those boots, and they are very nice boots. High C is a company where the products are designed in America, but they are manufactured outside of America. But they're very nice boots, and they do all kinds of boots. They do hunting, they do fishing, garden boots, all kind of boots. But I like them because they're very cute. So I can wear these high, or I can wear these rolled down for a little more style, but I really like them, and they're very comfortable. So like it seems as if the material kind of moves with your foot. My last pair of boots that I got, I just kind of ordered them off of Amazon because I needed some boots. But this company reached out to me and I was like, yeah, sure. So of course they did give me a discount code, and so if you are interested, they have a lot of cute boots, and they do seem I'm gonna bring them a little bit closer to you. They do seem to be made out of very good material, and like they're gonna last. And I was reading their website, and they actually have a lifetime warranty on the boots. I did not read all of that, but there's a lifetime warranty. And they say, don't be afraid to use it. So I think that's like one of their product things that's, you know, appealing to consumers for sure. I know it's appealing to me. Even though I didn't pay for them, they gifted them to me. But I do really like them. I think they're very cute. And so I wore them outside when it was quite warm outside, and I didn't notice that like my feet were sweating any more than in any other pair of shoes. And I would imagine that in the colder months that it's also going to be warm on my feet. So I really do like these. So for those who ask, they are High C, HISEA. I'm also going to plant out the strawberries into the hanging pots that I want to hang off of my trellises tonight, and so I'm going to sift some compost, and I promise that those who ask about how I do my compost pile, it is coming. But before I do any of that, I am going to grab some borage flowers. They taste just like cucumbers, and I have so many of them to the point that my plant is falling over and breaking. I gave some of it to the chickens this morning. They're very good for pollinators. There's a bee on them right now, and I put them around my melons and I put them around my cucumbers in hopes of bringing the pollinators closer to those plants. But I'm going to grab some of those, put them in some water, and I'm going to enjoy a fresh cup of borage flower water, which tastes like cucumber. So that's what they look like. They're just little blue flowers. So I have a glass of borage flowers. I'm gonna rinse them with some water and then drink some borage water. It's delicious. It is a faint taste of cucumber. And if you eat it, it's actually got like a little sweetness at the end. So I really do like these, and the plants get really big. They did not last year for me, but they get really big. So I know you've noticed recently that like I just have cardboard everywhere. And so why I have this everywhere is because as the season starts, as the weather warms, the grass and the weeds just start growing in the walkway. And so I'm putting cardboard down to go ahead and kill all of the grass, all of the weeds that's growing in the walkway. I can cover this area with straw and kind of revamp my garden. So I'm going to show you what I do tonight, because over by the flower bed, there is so much growing. It's not much to it. It's really just breaking up the box and laying it down and giving it time to kill the grass. But I know, you know, some people maybe haven't started a garden before. Maybe they haven't done this before, because this is the same way you can start a no-dig garden bed. So I'm just going to show you what I do to keep the weeds down. And if you were going to start a no-dig garden bed, you would just throw the compost or the soil over top of it. In my case, it's just the walkways. So at this point in my life, I don't throw away any cardboard boxes. If something comes with a cardboard box, it goes outside on the porch, or it goes out in the greenhouse, because the greenhouse has not been cleaned out yet. That normally happens closer to fall. When I start looking at it, I'm like, oh, this has got to be cleaned out. So all cardboard boxes are kept. If you were doing this to start a raised bed, you would want to make sure you removed all of the tape from the box, because you don't want that in your garden bed, of course. But in my case, I'm just putting it in the walkway to stop the weeds. So if you look down this walkway, you can see there are weeds everywhere. There's also a water hose, because we finally got a new pool and put that up today. We got it last week, but I was pretty much dreading putting it up. So basically, because this is a small slither, I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna tear it here. I'm gonna walk down there and show you what I do. And basically that's all you do. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be neat, because the cardboard is gonna end up breaking down. So you don't have to worry about like if a portion of it is sticking up, or if it's flipped over top of other parts of the cardboard. You don't have to worry about that, because it's gonna eventually break down anyway. Also, worms love cardboard. So putting cardboard down just brings more worms into your garden, which will help to the microbiology of the garden, is what I have read. And so it's also where you get earthworm casting. So the things that we spend lots of money for in the store, you can get it just by having worms in your garden. And so now I will give that a few days, and I will start to notice that the weeds are much less than they were before. I just like to have a clear walkway, because I'm in a small space, and so I want to be able to see where I'm walking in case there's something I need to see while I'm walking. A family member came over the other day, because I'm a gardener and I'm that kind of gardener. I was like, you want to see my garden? And so I took him outside, and he was like, I would be scared to death out here. I said, scared of what? He was like, snakes. But I actually understand that. I did a funny TikTok about it. But if a snake were to show up in this garden, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's gonna take me a few days to get back out here. Or I'm gonna let him have the garden and hope that he takes care of it. Snakes are one of my biggest fears about gardening. What's one of your biggest fears about gardening? I am fine with lizards being back here. I have a whole lizard family back here. I can work around the bees. I can work around the wasps. I'm a little squeamish when it comes to tomato hornworms, but I will get them. I just won't get them with my hands. Like, I'll get a slug with my hand, but for some reason, I am very, very, very scared of snakes. And so a snake could probably end my gardening career. Just like that, we have cleared up this walkway so that the weeds will stop growing. This is, I think, 4 boxes, and I doubled them up just because there was never any cardboard down. So I doubled it up. There's 4 boxes, I believe, in all, and soon I will not have any weeds going down this path. Thank goodness. I want to show you something in my compost pile. Just so crazy. The watermelon seeds from the watermelon that I give to the chickens, and then I throw the rind and whatever's inside in the compost pile. Look at that. I had thought of like leaving the compost pile alone and letting them grow. I'm not gonna do that because I need this compost. It will help me to save money on, buying dirt. So I'm gonna use it, but just thought you guys would find that pretty awesome that like there's the seeds just growing. A lot of my sunflower seeds that's right here, well, my sunflower plants now, they grew in the compost or around the compost, and I just transplanted them. So they're getting big. It's pretty awesome, I think. And also, there are sweet potato slips down here. I'm gonna show you. A lot going on in my compost pile, but I can't let it stay because I need my compost. And I just got my nails done today, so of course we're gonna use some gloves today. So I got these containers from Lowe's. They were gonna throw them away. They are hanging pots. So I am going to reuse them. Got my compost back there. So I am only gonna fill this up with compost. I'm not gonna put any other additives in it because compost should be quite nutritious right now. It's fresh compost. And so I'm not gonna do anything else in these pots. Also, these are, pulled it out, but it has roots on it. So that's a plus. We're going to detach it from the mother plant, take off this extra plant, and that's what we're gonna plant into the hanging pots. I am gonna put 2 into each hanging pot. And I'm gonna plant out. So when you're planting strawberries, you don't want to cover this leaf that's coming out. You only want it to cover like this small part at the bottom where the roots are, because your new plants, your new leaves are going to grow out that top part. So strawberries are not a deep planted plant. They're not like tomatoes. You have to plant them at the height that they're at. So here's another one that I did not pull out of the pot. I'm going to take this extra one off because that's another runner. Runners even make runners. And I'm going to put 2 in each pot. There aren't a lot of roots, but I'm okay with that. And they also could stand a little bit of watering. So now I'm just gonna hang it from the trellis. And if I notice that, it's getting shaded or something, I have the option to move it, because that is the wonderful part about growing in pots or growing in containers, is you have the option to move it. And when you're in a small space, sometimes you may need to move things. So yes, I'm gonna go ahead and finish potting those up. But after I finish, and I'm almost out of sunlight or daylight, I wanna show you some of the things that's going on in the garden. Also, let me know, would you like to see a weekly garden tour? Because right now I'm only doing them every month because it kind of feels like maybe it would be overkill to everyone. I don't know. You let me know down in the comments, okay? So I have my last plant. Wrong one. A little bit of difference. So I'm going to show you what's going on in this garden. Like, there is so much going on. My most exciting right now is the squash, and so I want to show y'all these squash, and then I'm going to sign off because I'm almost losing daytime and I have so much to do. I've done so much today, but I also have to prepare for the week. Look at that. Look at that. That is, I believe it's a honey boat squash. I've covered the tag up, but that's a honey boat squash that's growing. This is a kabocha squash, and I believe that was a my first squash vine board that I saw. But see, there's another one down there. But the one I'm most excited for, because I think it just looks, oh my God. Last thing I'm super excited about, I'm gonna tell you, is this tromboncino squash. I am growing a tromboncino squash. Like I was telling you all, squash vine boards normally get my stuff long before I'm able to get it. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I will see you all on Wednesday. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like if you feel it. And also, don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in the garden every day. Bye.